Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, all of the noise, crash outs, and clout chasers are gonna have to try a lot harder to take down the current king of hip hop because from commercials to collabs to a tease from one of the closest sources to Kendrick Lamar possible, and then another tease from somebody even closer. Right now, Kendrick Lamar is about to silence all of the noise in rap right now and leave us with one and one thing only, which
And it's so crazy that as Kendrick Lamar fans, we've been eating so good. So good, dog. Like, so we went from Kendrick going for 5 years, Drake telling Kendrick drop, 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 to now Kendrick won't stop dropping. Kendrick said he's outside, dog. He's outside modeling, doing fitness commercials, on tour, dropping music videos, hopping on features. Come on, man. Kendrick is outside. He's working. Like, and going back to just Kendrick, he's not taking his OG role. He's taking this hip hop eldersman role. The same role you've seen Jay-Z take and you've seen Kanye take in the past, where they've been the rapper. Now they're stepping back, not only being rappers, they're doing the executive producing behind the scenes. They're literally being leaders in the culture now. At first, Kendrick was just a musician. He was a part of it. Now he's literally helping curate. He's innovating at this point. Like I said, he's taking over from what Kanye was doing.
is going to be new music. And now, before we go any further into how we know this and what exactly Kendrick Lamar is going to be dropping, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And as this is really going to be a special one, and it's so clear that Kendrick Lamar is only going to be doing a lot more from here, really be sure to leave that like. And so, now with that said, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, I mean, seriously, with all of the chaos in hip hop right now, we are somehow at a point where, despite Kendrick Lamar giving us a new album not that long ago, from more disses from the same old losers to being betrayed by people who used to be around him and who have worked with him in the past. I mean, when you look around at the current state of hip hop right now, it really seems like as Kendrick is ascending higher than almost any other rapper has ever been, and really in the larger portion of the music industry, he's jumping higher than most artists as a whole as well. It seems like there is so much jealousy and disdain about everything he is accomplishing that really at this point, the only way to silence all of these crash outs simultaneously is gonna be to answer it with nothing else than music. And now, fortunately for us, what we are about to find out very soon is that this is exactly the case, because right now, with every single sign and hint that we can find, we definitively know that there is something very big that is about to come from Kendrick Lamar and the West Coast, and he is about to deliver it very soon. Because really, with the way Kendrick's fellow collaborators and friends are talking right now, it really seems like we are about to get something that is just gonna take what we have already seen to the next level. And already with Kendrick from the Gatorade campaign, which he is the first artist to ever be in the actual commercial with the signature Gatorade sweat. And then after that, to now becoming an ambassador for Chanel, which is also something that a rapper has never done. It seems like all of these other milestones in the grand scheme of things are about to be overshadowed by something that we could have never expected. And now the reason why we know that something is really coming over everything else, and how it is indeed going to be new music, are all from the words of people in Kendrick's camp themselves. As first off, with none other than pretty much the spokesperson and
Yeah, I was just about to say, y'all remember DJ Head just said a few days ago, it's going to be a good week for hip hop. It's going to be a great week. So he's already been teasing it. Then, not only that, Kendrick, he's been completely silent this entire time. While Drake is online doing the Instagram stories with the DMs and the Finstas, while he's going on hip hop pages to spread propaganda, Kendrick's been working. And this has been the story throughout the entire beef. For the last 2 years, Kendrick has been working. So this just goes back to the mindset of Kendrick versus Drake. So Kendrick, since he's in the throne, he's been training consistently. Always has been training. Kendrick is prepared for war. Drake, he sits in his throne, or his perceived throne, and he just bullies people around him. So he sets up situations where it seems like he's stronger than he is. So now that Kendrick is in this position where he's getting all the numbers, like Drake said, numbers wise, we out of here. So Kendrick caught up to Drake when it comes to the numbers. Kendrick, he's getting the Pulitzer Prizes. He's winning the Grammys. He's winning and breaking these records that have never been broken by any rapper before. He's still working behind the scenes, grinding on his craft. He's still in the gym. Kendrick actually has a six-pack. Drake, he takes Ozempic. He has plastic surgery. So now that we're seeing Kendrick and his elevation, he's reaching a new peak. And now we're going to see a completely different level of Kendrick. And once again, it's going to be through the music, man. Kendrick is not afraid to rap. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen, man.
Ambassador for the entire West Coast as a whole in DJ Head. During the most recent episode of his show, The Bigger Picture, he made a major announcement before Kendrick's tour even started. And now what he did was tell everybody that it's about to be a great week in hip-hop, and he told everybody that no matter what, make sure you stay on stream. And now with this, well, first off, with somebody who has inside secrets about what's going on with Kendrick Lamar saying anything like this, it already speaks volumes. But then even greater than that, we managed to get even more confirmation about what he was actually alluding to and what's going on with Kendrick behind the scenes, as none other than the MC who has been as close to Kendrick for his entire career as you possibly can be, in none other than Ab-Soul, released a cryptic post saying, "The gods are back, be afraid." And now with DJ Head replying and quoting this, which clearly shows that he knows what Soul is talking about, and then DJ Head also posting a picture of tiramisu on a menu, which is of course a nod.
I was just about to say that, because he's been teasing that Bodies track, that Tiramisu track for a minute. Like, he's performing it at the tour. He's performed it at the Super Bowl. Like, he's been teasing it a lot. So either he's releasing that or hopping on a feature or doing something, or I don't know what's going on. I got to just sit back and wait. But apparently something has to be coming out. Even if it's not a brand new track. But I believe he's alluding to that track, because he's been doing it too much. There's no way that he can't put that out in some way, shape, or form. You go bodies for bodies.
To the Kendrick Lamar snippet that everybody has been waiting for him to release since the GNX trailer. I mean, with all of these clues from DJ Head and Ab-Soul, and just with the general chaos around the rap game, we can put together that Kendrick Lamar is going to be coming with something new, and now what he is about to release really seems like it's about to be something that I don't think any single one of us expected. Because really, with the way everything is lining up and how things are being hinted to, what it looks like we are about to immediately get is not just any Kendrick Lamar set of music or album at that, but we really may end up getting what is one of the most anticipated hip-hop projects of this entire era. As with everything that's coming out, it seems like we are about to see the reunion and continuation in the musical canon of none other than Black Hippie. Because really, with the way Soul is posting, which look at the emphasis on how he is clearly talking about not just one person, which would be Kendrick, but multiple. And then again with DJ Head adding the eyes to that, which clearly shows that he knows exactly what Soul is referring to here. It really seems like we are about to see Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul, and J-Rock reunite with new music for the first time in almost a decade. And now adding to this idea that really what Kendrick is about to do is going to be a Black Hippie reunion is the fact that when we actually dive into the music and the signals he's sending.
And I hate to make this about Drake, but this just goes back to the fellowship and the camaraderie that Kendrick has that Drake does not. Drake does not have the camaraderie that TDE has. Young Money, they're not friends like that. They were always co-workers and business partners. Like TDE, they came up with each other. Like, they were broke together. They rapped together. They rhymed together. Like, you feel me? Like, they are still close. They're still working with each other. And that's the biggest difference. Like I said, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. I'm going to keep saying it. Like, just look at the people that you have around you. The social dynamics. Like, you're picking up on the energy of the people around you. The body language. Their accents, their mannerism, their traits. So, look at Drake when you're paying everyone to lie to you, to tell you everything that you want to hear, you're going to end up being trapped in your own world and your own delusions. This lust, like I said, the instant gratification versus the delayed gratification of someone like in TDE, y'all understand how SZA and the relationship they have with TDE, how TDE, they're extremely particular about the music they put out. Like, they will make you sit and wait and make your music over and over and over until you get it right. Like, we've already had these situations with SZA, her wanting to release music. She couldn't because TDE, they're particular, man. So they don't just care about the money or care about getting the numbers and the views. They understand they're playing the long game. Like I said, the delayed gratification. Like, you actually got to sit down and put the work in. And if you sit down and make an amazing album, an amazing piece of work, you could eat off that forever. This is about discographies and creating memories that last forever. This is music. You can go back to music at any point in your life, and someone can discover your music at any point in streaming. Like, and it's just a huge difference in your mentality and how you create and how you process information. Like, we always talk about, this entire beef is not just a Kendrick versus Drake thing. This is a philosophy difference. This is two philosophies going against each other. But I see y'all in the chat.
There. With the Tiramisu snippet, which now he is performing on tour, and of course has still not released. From the lyrics there, which clearly reference J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, and Absol, to even GNX as an album, which while addressing and continuing so many different storylines and threads of Kendrick Lamar's career, on the flip side of that, it opened up questions about where Kendrick and the guys he came up with are at, and if their creative relationship will ever resume, as Kendrick talked about how he fell out of touch with Black Hippie and how they were not able to release more music and put out that long-awaited body of work on the Hard Part 6. And I mean, with Kendrick now really seeming like he set something up on the Hard Part 6 when you look back at it, and then again the snippet itself, which leaves the space that we have never heard, which ends so abruptly, and now very well...
Hey Rocky, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought up Motown. That's a great comparison, because I was just thinking about the Temptation movie. And you remember that scene where the Temptation, they were still first working on getting their first hit. And then Barry Gordy was always having that phrase of saying, would you rather, if you had $10, like your last $10, would you rather go buy a sandwich or buy this album? And that was the phrase that they would go use. And y'all got to understand, in this economy, the way that we value streams and the way we value entertainment and music, there's thousands of hours of content being released each and every single day. You're competing against YouTubers, TikTokers, entire movie studios and Netflix, and literally there's so many different ways of gathering and capturing your attention that you have to stand out. Your music has to be stimulating. So once again, going back to understanding, just music in the entertainment industry is so different than any other industry that I've ever been a part of. Because understanding, we don't pay for what we like, we pay for what we value. We pay for what we value. So going back to looking at the views and stats, cool, you can get the viral views and the viral videos, but at the same time, are people paying money for you? Do they actually value you? We can go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A lot of times, a lot of the music that we're listening to, we don't need these things. They're just distractions. It's just deception to distract us from the life that we're living currently, but it's not anything I want to spend my money on. We don't believe in these people. So when we see a Kendrick, when we see a Doechii, we see a SZA, we see a TDE and the people that they choose to assign, they're signing artists. Just going back to Sinners, the movie. I know a lot of y'all seen it. I went and saw it this weekend. Going back to the entire premise, there's certain people that can capture different, they can tell different stories. They can literally stimulate you in other ways that other people can't. Going back to just the storytellers throughout history, throughout different cultures, throughout different time periods. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. Some people that are just truly amazing at curating this energy and making you feel something. And that's what we need. A lot of people, they're not stimulating at all. It's extremely quick. Once again, going back to the instant gratification versus delayed gratification. It's the same thing.
One of the reasons why this could be is because Kendrick hasn't just wanted us to hear what he has to say next yet, but also because it's a much bigger track with 3 other MCs. And so now with all of this, really with where everything is at that we are seeing right now, it seems like whether we get a song, an album, or an EP, or any sort of project at that point, the next move for Kendrick Lamar and what is going to make the most sense is going to be to stand next to the MCs that he has been with for the longest time in his career, and really when you put that into perspective, it starts to make the most sense in terms of where he could go next and why he is going to be doing that. Because even when you look at how Kendrick Lamar has been moving recently, and how some people on Drake's side of the genre are now trying to spin things to make them look a certain way and just discredit Kendrick in any single possible manner they can, if Kendrick ends up popping back out with the guys who he came up with in the first place, and in any capacity is working and releasing music with Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Absol, that is literally the most hip-hop thing you could ever do, and really what it's going to do in this time is show that no matter what and how you try to put it, even the biggest haters are going to have an impossible time trying to discredit and criticize Kendrick Lamar, because really simultaneously, he is going to be pushing hip-hop and what a rapper can do to heights that they have never reached, which is what we are already seeing with the Chanel collab, the Gatorade collab, and even with the stadium tour in of itself, which are just all things that either no rapper has ever done or few rappers and artists have ever been able to pull off. And now at the same time as all of this, by linking up with then 3 of the most respected MCs you can, which just off the sheer principle of it itself is going to show that you never switched up on the guys who you were with day one, Kendrick is just going to be the ultimate representation of hip-hop, really not just right now, but in any era you want to put him in. And when you think about all of this and where we are at this point with Kendrick, Drake, and really just everything in the genre, this just shows you how well thought out everything is for Kendrick Lamar, because when it comes to every single thing he wants to accomplish in this time where he is now the far and in-command leader of hip-hop and one of the top people in the industry as a whole, as with all of the success that Kendrick is seeing from his hard work, now really he is so successful that even artists who were featured on GNX themselves are trying to discredit the guy and take him down. And really as a whole, since Kendrick Lamar started his tour, there has been this whole new wave of criticism because people are just crashing out because he is now so successful. And within that success, you can now see the direct result of it, because with people at these shows, it cannot be invalidated anymore. I mean, overall, with Kendrick Lamar being the type of person he is, and on GNX and Whacked Out Mural specifically, he showed that he was expecting this entire wave of people who don't like him to come with the success that he is seeing. Having new music that is going to feature in some capacity the guys who he came up with is really just going to silence everybody in every single way. And now, as it's pretty clear that when we really look more and think to what DJ Head was saying and alluding to and what Absol has released, that we are really about to see these MCs for the first time together on new music very soon, what's still a question is what exactly.
And y'all gotta understand, like, Kendrick, what he's doing, if he were doing it just by himself, it's just a moment. But the fact that it's not just Kendrick, going back to Tyler, the Creator, and Cornucopia, then we got Doechii, then we got SZA, then going back to, like I said earlier, with Sinners, the movie. This is a movement. Understand how people are going back and dissecting Sinners, still able to enjoy the movie for its entertainment value, but also understanding the message behind it. Going back to hip-hop and its new wave of maturity. How we're seeing a lot of these rappers age gracefully with their music. We're seeing IG getting more personal and vulnerable. We're seeing 2 Chainz get more personal and vulnerable. We're seeing a lot of rappers get more personal and vulnerable and still maintain that essence of hip-hop. So to see, going back to Mr. Morale, a lot of people, when it first came out, were saying like it's a slow burner, like it's Kendrick pretty much going to therapy. It's his therapy album. And I don't think people realize how influential that would be. Because even though it's not the biggest track in his discography, like people don't play Mr. Morale nearly as much as they talk about all his other albums. But at the same time, I feel like it's one of his most influential because it shows the ability to have that duality. Like I said, making something that's entertaining, it's stimulating, but also it's substantial. It just shows hope. And I'll say, going back to the media itself, how especially in 2025, there's a certain demographic that goes around that wants to make the phrase woke seem insulting. Make it seem like if you're woke, then there's something going on, as opposed to woke just being aware, woke being conscious. If you're truly woke, then once you're woke, it should be extremely shallow. It shouldn't be deep. It should be extremely obvious. It's pretty much just going back to just understanding how powerful your brain is, understanding how powerful your subconscious is. So speaking on media, speaking on art, going back, understanding color theory, understanding how brain react to certain melodies, your brain reacts to certain colors and lyrics. Appreciate you, Jimmy.
Great job as usual, Starsky, and yes, we Kendrick fans have been eating good.
Oh yeah, we've been eating real good, man, for sure. 41 Vicks, I missed whatever happened with Dodie 6. I'm going to talk about it in a second. As soon as we get done, we'll talk about Dodie 6.
Exactly is going to happen when these guys come back together and what Kendrick's next move is really going to be. Because what Kendrick could be doing is releasing maybe the tiramisu snippet, which could feature all of them, which would be a moment in of itself. Or he could end up having music with them that is going to be a part of the GNX Deluxe, the GNX2, the extended version of the record, or whatever that is going to be called. And that's going to be what's next on the plan. Or best case, and I think what's going to happen, because I still do think we are going to get more solo work from Kendrick Lamar and the actual GNX era very soon, is that we maybe end up getting a Black Hippie album right now, and we get some sort of a full-length group experience with Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Absol. And I do think, considering how far of a place Kendrick is at in terms of where he is in the throne with, and because of how high up in the industry he now is, they are going to want to see more releases from him. I think now is an absolutely perfect time to release a project like this and really just expand his reach and artistry with the first ever full-length collab he will ever do. Especially because if Kendrick's working on more solo music and wants more time to do that, or is just planning another experience altogether, if he wants to add to his catalog and keep putting out music that is going to continue to tell the most important story we ever have from a rapper and address all of these crash outs in the rap game and silence everybody who is trying to take down the current king, there is going to be no better way to do this than by rapping alongside some of the closest people you could ever be with on a track. And so overall, with this and with all of the discourse going...
And I also forgot, y'all know Kendrick, he's still dropping that South Park collab, right? So I forgot all about that. Like, Kendrick, he's been creating, not even just the music side. Kendrick been working, man. So he has a lot of art coming out. So I know for a fact, I know it's been delayed a little bit because of the tour, the entire release for that movie. But understand, Kendrick has multiple different ways of communicating. So one of the ways he communicates is through music. But now y'all see him doing the PG Lang thing, going back to Sinners. I see a lot of similarities with Kendrick and Dave Free, and also with Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. And that's why I said last live stream, if Drake, if he had him a Kenny Ortega, the same way Michael Jackson had Kenny Ortega, like just to have a creative director, someone that can curate this energy. If Drake had a TDE, a punch, a true foundation. Oh my God, bro. Man, I hate to even keep bringing Drake up with this, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing, man, especially since us as a community, hell, even going back to Kanye and Drake, as a community, we propped them up. They have been put in these positions by us. And then as soon as they got to the top, they turned their back on us. So yeah, it's extremely disappointing, man.
Going on in hip-hop currently. Really, at this point, just keep your eyes on what's going on and any possible news that is going to come from the industry and Kendrick's camp specifically. And now as we wait and speculate to see what Kendrick Lamar is going to do next and how he is going to respond to everything that's happening, at this point, all we can do is just follow what DJ had said and stay on stream until something actually happens and the genre changes once again when Kendrick does something new. And so now with all this said, let me know. What do you think about the possibility of Kendrick Lamar releasing new music as soon as this week, and who do you think is going to end up actually being featured, and what...
Hey, appreciate your fantastic hip-hop, man.